The higher ed landscape in New England has changed dramatically in the last 2 weeks. For years, Hampshire College has been on the border of closing and staying open. They finally have decided that they need to close. So in December of 2026, they will cease operations. They're staying open long enough so that seniors or students that are close to graduation will be able to complete their degree program and leave as Hampshire graduates. Anna Maria, however, has not been so lucky. They announced last week that this year will be their final year of operation. Almost immediately upon graduation, they will be closing their doors permanently. It's very sad to see. These are not the first schools that I've been involved with that have closed. As a matter of fact, over the last 5 years, I've lost 1 to 3 of my clients every single year. Some it was a surprise and some it wasn't, but it doesn't get any easier. Many of us who work with higher education institutions or who work at higher educational institutions often discuss how some schools are staying open. How do some of these small colleges continue to be able to pay their bills and exist and attract new students? As less and less people are going to college for a variety of reasons, there's less kids being born of that age, and there are less foreign students or international students that are coming to this country for an education. We've also seen budgets get slashed all over the place. So, on the one hand, we can have these kind of philosophical discussions about how are these places staying open, but at times we forget the human element. We forget how many people these school closings impact. For some students, this is a school that they have found that they absolutely love. They love the community, they love the academics, they love the location, they love the buildings, they might even love the food. And all of a sudden, it's gone. I have lived through this both personally and professionally for a number of years, and it doesn't get any easier with time. I think one of the things that it's pointing out to us is the flawed system of higher education in this country. Higher education has become prohibitively expensive, where for many middle class families, they can no longer afford to go. It's also showing us that perhaps the New England or East Coast, Upper East Coast model of higher education is not working. One of the things that a lot of schools here do is they have very high tuition room and board rates, but many of their students are on financial aid. Whereas a number of schools down south have much lower annual fees, but the expectation is that if you're coming to their campus, you have to be able to afford the tuition room and board. So maybe that model is a better model. One of the other things is that if you look at the high cost of college education, again, years ago when Elizabeth Warren was running for president, many people pointed out what she was making for a salary for teaching one class. It isn't the faculty that's causing these huge spikes in or increases in what it costs to go to college. It is oftentimes management. Take Connecticut College, for example. When I went there, there were literally 5 deans, no vice presidents, no associate deans, 5 deans for a college population of about 1,700. Over the years, the population at Conn College has not increased, but the number of deans, vice presidents, associate deans has ballooned. Now, part of this is not the fault of the college, but the fault of the parents who are demanding more and more services from these colleges every single year. Yes, I understand college populations have changed, but have they changed that much? And are all of these services necessary? If they are, the cost of colleges is simply going to rise. This is a very difficult time for colleges. And again, those of us who work in this industry are struggling. We're struggling with what these closures mean and the people that they impact. I've had several great clients who are wonderful people who have lost their jobs because their institutions have closed and they haven't been able to find employment elsewhere, so they've left the field. It's a very trying time, and I certainly hope it gets better. I hope you all have a great week, and thanks for watching.